Welcome along everybody, it's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and welcome back to my F1 24 career mode journey. After 15 races of Season 2, it all comes down to this. Round 16, the championship finale in Abu Dhabi. Now, all does look lost after Las Vegas, where we dropped out of the race due to a mechanical failure. Unfortunately, Leclerc won the race and took fastest lap, which put our championship deficit to 23 points. It is highly unlikely we will be able to do anything here, but I'm not giving up, because if it can happen to me, it could happen to Leclerc. He could have a DNF that puts us right back in it. You just don't know. So we're going to have one final go for it. It's highly unlikely that we will be able to do it, given that the championship deficit to us is 23 points, and we have got to win and hope that Leclerc finishes 10th or lower, or or win, grab the fastest lap, and hope Leclerc finishes 9th or lower. It's a very tall order, but I'm still going to give it my best shot. So we're here in Abu Dhabi. Let's see what we got. As we've completed Q2, we are doing very nicely so far, topping the timesheets there. And with Leclerc down in 6th, that gave me a little bit of hope in itself. But we're going to have to do this the hard way. We've got Q3 now. What can we do? I tell you what, this apex there, that looks beautiful. And I'm just gunning it and making sure I click every apex possible, doing everything that we can. And as we head round the final corner, what's it gonna be? Where will we be starting this championship finale race? It's P2. It's P2, so that's not too shabby, but we have to win. We absolutely have to win. Any less of a result is out of the question. Verstappen will take pole. I've got 2nd. Norris is 3rd. And Leclerc is 4th. And that is how we will line up for this final race of Season 2.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains, here in the United Arab Emirates, on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The drivers will be racing here at the Yas Marina circuit through 16 corners and a lap distance of around 3.28 miles. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Sunshine completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Norris, Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Russell, Oscar Piastri, Perez, Tsunoda, Sainz, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Joe, Albon, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Magnussen and Théo Pourchaire. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. I don't know about you, Ant, but it seems like only a couple of weeks ago we were talking ahead of the first race. Here we are ahead of the last race. This year has just flown by.
Yeah, a lot of races to cover these days in Formula One, Crofty, as you well know, doing them all yourself. But it's the same for the drivers. It comes at you thick and fast, and you've got to pace yourself as well to get to this point in the season.
Right, well, it all comes down to this then, doesn't it? You're still in with a shot at the Drivers' Championship, the biggest prize in this sport. So get out there on track and come back with a...
The season has indeed flown by, but it can only be won by one. Let's crown a champion. We are underway here in Abu Dhabi. Verstappen gets a good start. We also get a good start, and I'm going to try and fight off Norris as we go down the inside. Norris not able to do anything. Leclerc has dropped to 5th. Stroll is fighting him, but Leclerc should hold on to that top 5 position. So it's a not too shabby start from us, but we need to get ahead of Verstappen. Remember, we have to win or it is over. So as we come out of the left-hand hairpin down the straight, are we able to get a run on Verstappen here? Not quite. We are gaining a couple attempts by draining the battery, but it's not happening just yet. And in fact, we're missing our braking spot a little bit there. We nearly pile into the back of Verstappen. But this is how it is. The top 5. Verstappen, us, Norris, Alonso, Leclerc. And so far, Leclerc is keeping himself in championship position quite comfortably. Verstappen leads after 1 lap, but now we've got DRS. So let's see what DRS will do for us. Look at the rate we're catching Verstappen. We're going to have a look down the inside. Verstappen fights it, defends it, as we now go around the outside. We've got a bit deep, but we have got the position so far. But Verstappen's got a good exit, and guess what? He's now got DRS, and that allows him to get past us. He had much better traction coming out of the second part of the chicane, and that enabled him to retake the lead as we tuck in and get ready to rethink this one and go again on lap 3. Norris is also getting himself interested in the fight, but we now come down the main straight. Verstappen in the lead. We're in second, and we're using overtake. We're using DRS to try and get through. Verstappen once again doing everything he needs to cover. We're going to go to the outside. This time, however, we cut him off before he can even try it, and we take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So right now, we are where we need to be. But Verstappen, he has other ideas. He's going to try and go around the outside of us. He turns in there on us a little bit. I have to back out, and we give him space, but Verstappen somehow around the outside, completing that move again and making things all the harder for us. Verstappen giving us an unneeded headache in this Grand Prix. He has nothing to lose here, so he's not in the title fight. He just wants to bow out the season on a high on his last race of having the number 1 on his car, and we're now attacking Verstappen. The objective says get past. Verstappen covering very nicely. So I'm rethinking this one and thinking, right, let's re-attack him here. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Look at the run we're building. Verstappen getting ready to defend. We're not quite making up the ground I hoped we would. Verstappen covering the inside. We're now going to the outside, and Verstappen having it covered there. And it seems at this stage of the Grand Prix, whatever we throw at Max Verstappen, he will be able to cover it. Well, that's a bit of an ambitious one to say the least, but no overtake there, and luckily no colliding into Max. But look at this, lap 7, Leclerc's up to 4th. That's a sort of another headache entirely. But right now I'm only focusing on my job. I don't want to focus on Leclerc. I want to focus on doing what I need to do and worry about Leclerc later as we come onto the straight. Surely this time we should be past Max. We've got the DRS, we've got a little bit of battery power that we can use. Verstappen going to cover. Once again, we're around the outside. Verstappen edging ahead, but we're going to try and get ahead into the corner. No, we don't quite make it. Verstappen getting excellent traction through the chicane, and I had to back out because I could have lost my rear wing. We're trying to go for Verstappen. Verstappen blocks us off, but he fails to see Lando Norris coming, and Norris has had us both. Norris has taken us both, and now Charles Leclerc is ahead of me as I go wide trying to fight Max. Leclerc up to 3rd. We're down to 4th. We go from fighting for 1st, and now we find ourselves in 4th position. Lando Norris being ever the opportunist. He's also got nothing to lose in this, and he's going for P1, but Verstappen is now going to try and retake P1 from him, and I think Verstappen has taken P1 from him. I'm trying to catch Leclerc napping. That's not happening, and Fernando Alonso is getting involved in this battle as well. This is a headache I do not need. And as we now head to the left-hander once again, Norris and Verstappen are still side by side. How is this battle going to resolve? Verstappen still side by side with Norris. How are we going to resolve this one, chaps? I think Verstappen has got back ahead and he retakes the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And I'm now right behind Charles Leclerc, wondering where it all went wrong and how we can get back ahead. And we're going to have a little dive down the inside here, but Leclerc, with bang wheels, make contact. Leclerc has that covered, and he says no way. So, we're going to have to rethink this whole thing. All over the back of our Ferrari teammate now, as we head towards the DRS zone, which we're going to dive up the inside once we complete the straight. But Leclerc having momentum on us, we've got onto the curb and nearly lost it there. And Fernando Alonso, surely he's going to take an opportunity here. Alonso does take an opportunity here, and we're looking at dropping to 5th. Banging wheels with Leclerc as we try and go around the outside. That's not worked, and Fernando Alonso has now found his way into this battle, and we're now down to P5. What is going on here in Abu Dhabi? Verstappen is now starting to check out in front. Leclerc is battling Norris. Alonso is joining that battle, and we're actually dropping back a little bit now. So I'm starting to consider maybe thinking of an undercut, as now Leclerc and Norris are going wheel to wheel. Alonso's caught napping there because while they were going wheel to wheel, Leclerc forced him to back out, and now Alonso's dropped back to 5th. I'm looking at Leclerc, no way through there. I've now gone a bit deep trying to go around the outside, and Alonso's potentially going to pass me back. He does pass me back as I run deep, and that's not helped me at all. So this is the moment I'm really thinking, right, okay, let's try an undercut. But here we go, round the outside of Fernando Alonso. You don't normally pass there, and we're not able to pass there. No, yes, we are. We are able to pass there because we've retaken P4, got that done. Now we're on the back of Norris and Leclerc. Norris has gotten horribly wrong-footed. That's allowed us to retake P3, and now we're trying to apply pressure to Leclerc. Norris is coming back at us. Alonso on the right, and Alonso's just going to try and take the lot of us. Me and Norris are too busy scrapping each other, and Fernando Alonso moves up to 3rd. This is a great fight here in Abu Dhabi as we now dive down the inside of Lando Norris. The problem is, this isn't the battle we should be having. So, into the pits for the final time. Off go the mediums, on go the hards, and on goes a new front wing, which I think we damaged when we clipped Leclerc.
That was a fantastic stop.
And unfortunately, that is really going to set us back in this race. But there's still 17 laps left to run. Anything can happen, and it's been such a thrilling battle so far. As we leave the pits, we are a few seconds behind the next car, so we have got a bit of clear track to play with, but having to take a front wing will cost us a few seconds, so it's going to be absolute push. And Porsche doesn't hold us up for long. He dives into the pit, so we don't really lose any time there. Rather, I lost time trying to get out of the way, make sure I don't pile into him as he comes into the pits. Right, Leclerc now coming out of the pits. Where is he going to emerge out? We're ahead of Lando Norris, but Charles Leclerc is dead ahead of me coming out of the pits, but he's going to be warming up his tyres, whereas ours are up into temperature and at a prime operating window. So we're going to attack Leclerc now. It has to be right now. We have to attack at this very moment. Using all our battery to do so, using DRS. Leclerc tries to cover. We're going around the outside. Can we complete the move? It's wheel to wheel for the championship contenders. But I've got it done. And Leclerc backing out there as we take the line and block off any chance of him using a traction advantage. He is coming back at me. But I think for now, we have him covered. Speaking of not having it covered, however, that's Théo Pourchaire's engine letting go. A disappointing debut season ending in a blaze of glory. But now, we're fighting Alonso for P2. I'm focused on my race, and I'm trying, while fighting Alonso, to not lose out to Leclerc. That is the big thing. We cannot lose out any further. Leclerc currently in 4th. As it stands, he will still be champion because we are not leading the race. We have to win. Leclerc still comfortably in championship position. But again, I'm more focused on my own race at the moment than I am Leclerc. What? Let's Leclerc pass?
How about new?
I think the fudge not bucko. We're not letting him through. This is a championship fight. And we're now blasting past Fernando Alonso like he stood still, moving into P2. He can deal with Leclerc for now. And we're now getting back after Max Verstappen and trying to take the lead of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Alonso's coming back at me though. He will not give way. And I've given him space, but eventually swept round the outside and shot that one down before it could happen. And now we're going to try and get back after Verstappen. We have 9 laps to do it, so if we're going to do it, we're going to have to pull off, like we did in Season 1, a final corner overtake if it comes to it. Right, Alonso trying to go for the inside. I've covered him off so far. But a few laps later, Fernando is coming back at us. We're trying to cover the inside. Alonso's blasted past and retaken 2nd place. But what we're effectively doing here is towing each other down the straight and bringing us closer to Max Verstappen. Stroll is in 5th. He is way out of this fight now. And I bet he wishes he could just join it to try and get a win. But we've now got 3 laps to go. And the fight is still as intense as ever. Verstappen in front, but he is losing time. And my one fear is that Alonso is going to have DRS on Verstappen. And that's going to slow down our progress. I think we should be okay, provided we get this move done now. Here we go, down the straight one more time. And Alonso does not have DRS. We do. We're going to brake later, up into P2. And we've braked a bit late there that we've outbraked ourselves. I'm going to try and just shut down any chance of Alonso trying to get back past us. We have done it for now, but Alonso's got to hold straight to make a difference. He didn't make a difference. We now start the final lap in Abu Dhabi. We're in P2, but we are in DRS range of Max Verstappen, so we're going to get a couple of chances to get past the Red Bull here, although we're only just in DRS range. Verstappen doing everything he needs to just about stay ahead. And like I said, this might end up being another last corner dive bomb to take the lead here. Leclerc is still in position. I don't care about that anymore. I'm just going for the race win. Leclerc becoming champion. That was kind of an inevitability coming into this race. But I still want to do everything I need to do and get this win. So, on the back of Verstappen, we're going to have one last DRS straight to do it. But I think Max has got just about enough of an advantage to keep us behind. And Lando Norris, it looks like, is taking P5 of Lance Stroll. Verstappen then, so far, doing everything he needs to maintain the lead. And for us, this is going to be a last corner dive. Look how close we're getting in the final sector. Verstappen struggling a little bit there, if anything. And now we're ever so close. We're going to try it. I'm going to try it. I have nothing to lose in this championship. So here goes nothing. Diving down the inside. Have we got it done? Are we ahead? No! Verstappen just about stays ahead and wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And Charles Leclerc becomes champion of the world.
It's been a brilliant season. You've done a fantastic job. I have loved the whole thing from start to finish. And next year we've got the chance to go one better.
And so the celebrations begin, and well-earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
Well, great victory today for the final race of the season, and you take that energy with you through the end of the year through the winter break, and it's important because your team lives off of that. You want them to deliver you the best possible car for the start of next season's campaign.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everybody at the team. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. What a season it's been. I'm off to put my feet up now before it all starts again next year. Take care.
What a season it has been, but it could only been won by one, and in the end it was Charles Leclerc. But you know what, I'd rather my teammate than one of the other drivers on the grid, and it proves just how good the Ferrari car has been. I really feel like there have been many a race where I dropped the ball. The Dutch Grand Prix, one of those where I spun out and lost a handful of points. There are many other moments that you could say define the season, but in the end, it is Leclerc who wins the championship. We take second, so Ferrari 1-2 in the standings. That's a team win right there. Verstappen ends up third, Norris fourth, Alonso fifth, Russell sixth, Perez seventh, Piastri 8th, Lance Stroll ending his season 9th and having a good run at the end of the season. Hamilton gets 10th, Ocon 11th, then it's Tsunoda, Sainz in 13th, Zhou in 14th, Gasly in 15th, Magnussen 16th, and Kevin Magnussen, the last of the drivers that actually scored points in this season. And Théo Pourchaire completing it last. A very disappointing, pointless season for Williams. Haas only have 3 points as well. So the story of the season then was the battle between myself and Leclerc just winning out. Like I said, there's a few moments I can pinpoint. The Dutch Grand Prix where we spun round, that engine failure in Vegas, and a couple of other mistakes we made early in the season, like not pitting under the safety car in Imola. There's just a lot of moments that define a season, and in the end, it cost us the ultimate prize. But we will be back for season 3. I will still be staying with Ferrari and giving it another go, and giving it my best shot to become World Drivers' Champion. Ferrari win the Constructors' Championship though, so that's a huge win right there. Red Bull are second, McLaren third, Aston Martin fourth, Mercedes fifth, Sauber in the end gets 6th, Alpine 7th, Visa Cash App 8th, Haas 9th, and Williams round out the field with no points and are the only team to not score a championship point. But that's it. That is the end of Season 2. Like I said, I can reflect all I want on moments that cost me the championship, but in the end, Leclerc drove brilliantly and I think deserves the Season 2 title. But I will be going all out to get Season 3. The car feels competitive, it feels good, and I'm confident that we can take everything we've learned from this season and hopefully have a bit more consistency in Season 3. Because I think, again, that's another thing that let us down this season, consistency. So there we are, signing the contract for Ferrari. We're on a 2-year deal anyway, so this is the second season of that contract. And maybe after that contract expires, if we don't win, maybe the idea would be to look for another team and see if we can win there. But I want to do at least 3 seasons of driver career mode and maybe have Season 4 as my team. It all depends if we win. I'm winning driver career mode first before I do anything. And if we don't win it with Ferrari in Season 2, like I said, then in Season 3, then I will be contemplating what my options are. But nonetheless, we are Constructors' Champions. We've done a great job between us. and now it's time to head into the winter and start preparing Season 3. Now, Season 3 will be a full run of 24 races. I think that'll be a great championship. The only race that we are cutting off the calendar is not going to be Hungary. It's going to be, well, I'm just scrolling through now. I think we decide to go with Mexico. I just find it's quite a boring race, in my opinion. But Mexico will be missing for Season 3. It will return for Season 4, I think. So let's have a look at the R&D twist we put on it then. I have decided to go with balancing out the field, which means whoever is leading the R&D table has to remove an upgrade every race. So that might bring some other teams into the fight for victories, as well as bringing the field closer together. I feel like that is the best way to achieve that. So we're going to confirm that for you now. Our twist on R&D for Season 3 will be balancing out the field. And that, I'm looking forward to seeing that, because I think we'll have multiple teams fighting for race wins. And if we can get consistent amongst that, that might give us a great chance to go for the title. Right, the only major moves that happen moving forwards is that Daniel Ricciardo is no longer a driver, and Sergio Perez has been demoted to RB, and Oliver Bearman is a Red Bull driver. And as we now start advancing ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix, we're going to give you a grid reveal, and then, yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. Here is your Season 3 grid reveal. Join me again when we have Season 3.